Hi, my name is Kevin Smith and I'm an Agilent Applications Engineer for Scopes. This is a brief demo of the Keysight Spectrum Visualizer Software running directly on an Infiniium 9000 series scope. In particular, I have a 2.5 gig model here. We're going to start with the default setup on the scope, not that that's needed. We'll go to our desktop, launch the Spectrum Visualizer Software, which once installed and licensed, will auto-find the scope. I've already set it up the first time. And we can see that it has already set up the scope for us on channel 1. Going back to the visualizer software, what I have going on here is an about 600 megahertz clock, okay? And at 600 megahertz, we see the first fundamental. At 1800, we see the third. And that's about all we're going to see on a 2.5 gig scope. Okay, some very basic features are we have markers to peak, markers to center. Okay, under view we have we can also see the analog waveform, but on the scope it's all scrunched up. We can also do spectrograms, either as vertical. We simply see our main peak at 600 megahertz. And so forth. We can also change this to a waterfall plot or a horizontal plot, and we can see that in time. On my function generator, I'll change my frequency a little bit. And we can see in the waterfall plot that we now have kind of two tones here. All right. We can also change the resolution bandwidth. Okay. Obviously, we can, if we go to much wider bandwidth, things are going to update relatively quickly once it starts going. See, it goes much faster. Didn't like 15 megahertz. Of course, if we go to 117 kilohertz and it kicks in again, it's going to go quite a bit slower, just like a real spec an. Okay. We can also control the frequency span as a start and a stop, or clicking here, we can do a center and a span. Okay. We can also auto scale the FFT. We can change from the setup. We can change the FFT type of window, flat top Gaussian Hanning. And I am going over wireless, so things are a little flaky on my laptop. Nope, not window. Setup. Okay, and we have some various marker functions. We can also turn on continuous peak search. We can also change the type of display we're using. Okay, we can change the units. We can go into power spectral density. Okay, we can also do trace averaging. We can also do a max hold. Let's take a look at max hold briefly, and let's turn off our spectrogram. Okay, and let's zoom in a little bit around this main peak. Okay, we're now at about 590 megahertz, and let's make our span. Let's just do 10 megahertz. All right. What I'll do now is I'll simply lower the amplitude. And we can see that it works pretty much like a regular spectrum analyzer in the sense of max hold and so forth. And if I change the frequency a little bit, we can see it. We can see the spectrum moving around. And that's the real short version on Agilent Spectrum Visualizer running directly on the 9000. Thank you for your attention.